And we're back here with Brian Forster. He's one of my new best friends who I met in the car business at my new dealership. He's actually my new boss, technically, because he is the GSM. We're teammates, bro. It's a fucking sport, and we're the best.
That's right.
But yeah, I met him in the car business, and Brian, I really wanted to have you on here, get to talk to you, because Brian has some of the best TV show comments, jokes. Like he can talk TV. With TV and movies, either people can or they can't, and like you really kind of can. It's what makes work so much more fun and engageable, just because we can incorporate it into everything we're doing. So yeah, man, welcome.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. TV is my thing. Once you find a job like ours, there's really only so much time you have, so you have to make sure you either turn your brain off, and find something you can just relax and just not think about work. So,
the disconnect.
So TV is definitely my thing.
What have you been watching lately?
Well, I don't get to watch too much because being married, you have to both enjoy the show, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of shows we try, and we'll go through 10 or 12 first episodes before we find something that we love. And recently, From.
Oh wow, you're jumping on it. Hell yeah.
From is I was having Thanksgiving dinner with my brother, and I was tell me, Brent, man, we got this show From. It's about these people are in this area, and you don't know.
Well, it kind of starts out like, because I just started watching it. I think I was just telling you before. This is kind of my surprise for Brian, because when the first couple of days I met him, he was like, "You got to watch From." Like, I think my first interaction with you, you pulled up like your shirt and he's a big tattoo of, what's that?
I got every tattoo. I have black sails. Like I got Game of Thrones / I'm not a nerd, but
he pulled him out, and I was like, oh man, this guy's legit.
I got my Viking,
this guy's it.
I got my Odin on the leg,
But he was on From, and like, I was just still finishing up my album. We're getting adjusted to a new dealership. It takes time to meet people, build relationships. You really want to try to offer yourself up. Ultimately, that's any job. It's not just cars, but you want to be a team player, hard, but extra hard, or go above and beyond, especially in the beginning, so you can find your place, fit your place. And like, I just didn't have time, but we did check it out a couple days back. And oh my God, shout out to my mom. She got me a soundbar recently for Christmas.
Oh, you have to.
Holy fuck.
You have to have a soundbar.
I didn't even know what the optical audio plug-in was. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, absolutely.
It was so crazy. I mean, it's just like game change now. So we watch like fucking sports. Like, tell me about what the fucking Skins are the Commanders are doing.
I mean, this is obviously my throwback to my man London Fletcher, who is still kind of with the organization. I think he calls the games.
Yeah.
But just so exciting. I mean, you saw this city when the Capitals, went deep into the playoffs and actually ended up winning a championship, just to see what it does to the actual city, to the suburbs. I mean, people come together sometimes through sport, and politics.
It's so cool for the DMV area too, because like there's
no better
in our infancy, I'd say, in like sports with championships and stuff. I mean, the Nats have pulled it off in the last decade. The Caps did, but now like the Commanders got to fucking do it.
If you win in this city, there is no better market. There's no more. I mean, just being even in the ownership
Watch
side.
it go this time, and then fucking RFK Stadium come back, bro.
And that's in the works. Politics,
that'll be like
sadly, is involved with that. But I mean, that's the difference between the experience that I had growing up, being able to go to RFK and feel the stadium shake and feel the bleachers literally rock. And then once you walk out of that stadium, kind of like the Caps, you're in the city, right? You're catching up. If it's a big win, you're at the local bar, restaurant, and you're not sitting in traffic. Mm-hmm. So I hope, and I got my fingers crossed, that those people that don't even watch sports can figure out how to get the stadium back in the city that roots for it, right?
Yeah, so, it's kind of mind-boggling.
We'll see, man.
A lot of people don't know, but FedEx Field has been in Landover, Maryland.
It's the cheapest land.
It's the home of the Skins, though, all the way until they became the Commanders, basically, and still now to this day. And it's, but what is it called now? It's called something different.
Now it's what is it? Northwest.
It's just like fucking Heinz Field. I'm a Pittsburgh guy, bro. Y'all know I'm a Steelers fan, and it'll be Heinz Field forever. But I also remember being a kid when it went from Three
Rivers
Rivers to
Stadium.
Heinz Field,
Yep.
I remember
That's
at the
before this
time
got
people were
involved.
like, "What the fuck is this ketchup ass?"
That's
name?
before RFK.
And then,
There's no
they
company
brought
called RFK.
And then they brought the fucking.
Then the money showed up.
They brought these ketchup things that moved, and that's what got people into it.
Yep. Yeah,
but
no.
I don't even know how. I think it's Ashershire or Ashire Stadium.
No, it's I think Northwest.
sure.
But just look, when I was little, it was the Cap Center.
Yeah.
You went to now you just look at that. Now it's not the Cap Center; it's the Capital One Arena, or it's the Verizon Center, it's whatever happened to, you know what I mean?
And you've been here at the DMV like your whole life, right?
life.
So answer me this, because I've heard several stories, and I'm curious to hear yours. How did when and why did the Bullets change to the Wizards name? Do you know the story behind
became
it?
the murder capital of the world.
I heard a story that whenever they decided to change the names, they let some DC like elementary school age kids vote, and that because Harry Potter was popping at the time, they chose the name Wizards because it had just become a big childhood phenomenon. I was one of those kids at that time where it was because like I was born in '97, so like I really grew up early 2000. I can claim to be a millennial, but ultimately like my first memory is 9/11. I was 4 years old, like, and I grew up in the early 2000s. So like, Harry Potter was the first book I ever fucking like read.
Yeah, I never gave Harry Potter the respect it deserved.
I brought it.
I don't know.
I love it. Yeah. I know now. I rewatched it. I got the Blu-ray set. Dude, even these like Harry Potter spinoffs aren't bad. Even J.K. Rowling has written, I know she's become like a little controversial for people. But I still keep up with I try to separate the art from the art. Sometimes you got to separate the art from the artist.
Have to, yeah.
So you could get, and like her new books is actually pretty fire.
And that's all you care about. I mean, even when you look back at history, when it's like that was the standard at that time.
Damn, and RFK's now the health guy.
Robert F. Kennedy, but that's his son, I think. Don't quote me. I'm not a political hierarchy.
Oh, you're right. No,
it's a Kennedy family member.
But see, you know what's crazy? That's something that I don't like know because I'm like my generation.
Right.
I saw RFK and I thought I drove past it today to get here, and I thought to myself, "Oh, that's the guy like running like the health part of the government now."
Yeah, he's
healthcare sector
in the cabinet. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, man. So listen, I wanted to before we get too much farther because I have a bad memory. I brought you a gift. The other day when I got that text and I got that. You have so much going on. I know you want to get into the main reason why we're here, but I wanted to bring something. And
you're the baby.
Speaking of movies, and
thank you, Roden.
Of our love of movies, and so we have this problem at work being in the car business, right? Right now, we have this D-tag problem.
Dealer tags.
Should we tell them what a D-tag problem is?
Okay, so in the car business, when you're trying to sell cars, they issue dealer tags. So it's a license plate you can slap on any car. So and it makes it legal. You have to have a dealer salesperson's license from the state. Yeah, I look at it as that's our gun. Like if you were a cop and you had a gun, when you're in the car business, your fucking D-tag is your gun. If it's used for some fuck shit. I had an old GM, Fawad Osmani, over at Fairfax, who came in and told a very horrifying story of how D-tags got stolen. Like they targeted a dealership, they waited for them to leave D-tags out, or they purposely go on test drive on their own, come back. Like they pick a dumbass salesperson, try and steal the tag, and then they used it for some fuck shit moving like weapons, and then the dealership got sued. So like your D tag is like it's your lightsaber if you were a Jedi. Like freedom of travel.
So what just with I think in that arena, I brought you probably the coolest D tag that you could ever have, and I wanted you to have this.
Oh whoa!
So that's a license plate.
Wow!
That not only gives you the freedom to travel, but the freedom to remember one of the greatest movies of all time. So that's Cheech and Chong. So you got Cheech, that's authentic. So you got Cheech, and then you got Chong's signature on the left. That's the actual license plate from their car.
Wow,
in that movie. So
that's crazy, bro.
Hope you appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
I don't know if they'll let you use that at work, but
never ever. Love driver, bro. That definitely finna go up in the frame.
D-tag, and I just figure car business guys. I mean, what better gift, right?
Who doesn't know about Cheech and Chong, right?
Yeah.
That's like the grandfathers of all stoners.
That little sticker right there, brother. That's how you know. That's how you know it's real.
Wow.
So.
That's so sick.
Much love, man. I really appreciate you having me here, man. I hope you enjoy that.
I'll set that right up here.
But yeah, that movie, did you ever watch those growing up? I know that's before your time.
Yeah. Well, I
Definitely
watched
before
them
your
later
time.
on in life because I had not a sick Capri. Like I didn't eat when I was a kid, and like when I first met Sir Alden, my producer, just kind of give you some background on him. He was a barista at Starbucks. He was a shift manager, but he was like the leader of the shift managers.
He's smart. Baristas are
Very,
smart, bro.
very smart. Yeah,
Baristas are like different levels smart.
His
chemistry
wife
in my
has
mind.
like epilepsy, and so
does
like
mine.
that takes a lot. Yeah,
So does mine.
It took a lot of his time though. So like and he just loved the Starbucks is a fun job, right? He really loved it.
He clearly loved
Starbucks.
it, bro. I mean,
yeah, I got it on my arm tattooed. Like it was the best times of my life. I feel like I found myself as a person. But he's who I first started watching movies with. And it was like hard for me to get him to hang out with me. He didn't want to hang out with me for months, like for so long. And like I was so young and impressionable. And like he basically though, 'cause I was like 16 at the time, maybe when I came in there, but even though I was a shift manager, he started showing me movies. And I remember just like, even when it would be like he showed me Clockwork Orange and like got me into Kubrick and shit like that.
Orange.
I have a song on my album called Clockwork. That's like,
that's how we feel at work sometimes. On
literally,
that last hour, the last day of the month. The mind after
literally, bro, it's so crazy. Like, yeah, he got me into true film, and I used to not watch anything in black and white, and he's the one who broke that.
Yeah,
we wrote a song called Outlaw where he sampled Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and that's like was like what I lost my virginity to.
I gotta get into that.
But he showed me like a lot of Cheech and Chong like along the way because we were both stoners. He wasn't real ever public about it. Like in the end, on two of the songs on the album, it's funny. One of them's clean. It's called Nova's Aurora. Like he sings some like weed bars that I never in my life when I first met him thought I could get him.
Just something?
No, he actually sings them on the song.
But like before you met him, did he sing?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay.
He's very
much
much like
sing, it's not happening.
He's very much like he's like a producer and he's an instrumentalist and composer. He plays every instrument.
Yes.
He's fucking so ahead of his time with it. Like it's crazy.
Do you play instruments?
Not really, no.
Really? I feel like it all starts with the piano.
I want like that's my goal is to get 100% funding for music so I can like get paid to make music and take lessons to learn because I know rhythm and beat and
music.
Well, yeah, and I played bell choir in high school. You know what bell choir is?
I have no idea.
It's where
the most musically
it's at high school where you ring bells. So you have two bells and you sit there. So I can read music and ring bells when it was my turn to ring and everybody rings on their turn and it plays a song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every on the eight.
Like, so like I can do that. I did tambourine with Alden, but like I can't play a guitar or piano like straight fluid.
But see, that's like you are the other side of music. You're
I do a lot of the lyrics.
Like my daughter, she can remember she can listen to a song that's playing in the other room and remember the lyrics. Yeah. I can listen to that same song 300 times a day. Yeah. And I will never remember one lyric.
Wow.
But the beat is all I remember. The beat is all I hear. I don't hear lyrics to me are a beat. It's a rhythm. And that's the difference. The way my brain interprets music is so much different than hers, and that's the beauty of music. So it's like
with what sticks with From just to segue back a little to where we were with From the TV show. Que sera, like the whole, like from that, whatever will be. So good, bro. And From is cool. We'll spoil the first season because I'm like halfway through. And like I really wanted to actually talk with Brian about it. I didn't want you to think I fake watched it. Like my wife and I, we watched like
I was adamant though.
We're in. So with her, because like Jew is new, English is her third language. My wife, and like by golly, she's speaking that shit fluently now. It's wild how like some of the to me, you really start understanding a language and you can speak sarcasm in that language.
And English is hard. English is the
understand it, bro.
English
and
makes
like,
no sense.
We watch so many. So like we'll watch anything together. But it's very moodish. Like we're in the mood, and when we get into something, like we slam
You're hooked.
And we pound it.
My wife.
We did this show right before From. There was this show called On Call. It's on Amazon Prime. You pushed me to get Amazon Prime. That's why I love Prime, bro. Like I never thought Amazon would be worth it. Whatever the fuck. I think my wife has had Amazon Prime, and I just never downloaded it because I was like, "Fuck you, Jeff Bezos." But whatever, right? I was missing out on that content, bro. Because fucking, we watched a couple great movies there, but this show From was through, or From was on that shit. Or what was I? On Call was where I was
So
going.
From takes you to MGM though. See, Amazon takes you like
that's why I hate
and then
it.
you're like, hold on, do I need Paramount now?
So I mean, I think that's what happened.
They
Is I
hustle
went.
you.
So
They're
I went
always
to
selling
Amazon
you.
Prime.
That's the
for
Bezos
From.
part you hate.
Yeah, I went to Amazon Prime for From when I met Brian like a couple months ago, and then it wasn't free, and she was like, "Oh hell no, we don't need it because it wasn't near commission. You get paid once a month in the car business. Wasn't near commission." She's like, "Nah, you can fucking wait." But we watch it on call. Only 4 or 5 episodes out, but it's done by Dick Wolf, the guy who produced. Can you think of it? Dick Wolf.
I know that name. I mean,
Dumb Law and Order. He
Get
did
outta here.
the guy who did Law and Order forever. The main producer behind it did this new
probably
show.
one of the strongest shows of all time.
One of the strongest. And On Call.
You can just hear that in the background of your house and be comfortable.
And On Call to me is it's funny. So I'm not a huge video gamer. I played a little bit of Zelda as a kid, and I played a lot of bit of GTA, but I brought GTA. It's the only video game I brought in my stash here because I sample in a couple of my songs at the beginning when like they're real dirty. Rated M for mature. Like I'm sure you'll hear it on the song. Cause like I want them to know like, yo, I gave you a warning, motherfucker. Right? But
Like my son would say, family friendly dad.
Yeah.
That is not family friendly.
But GTA is so cool. As you all know, hopefully GTA 6
That was
comes.
like the first open world.
Yeah,
like,
bro, I
in
remember
terms of
working
open
at
world
Kmart
gaming.
when I was like 13 or something, seasonal shit stocking GTA on the thing.
Which
Like
is
it's
in
been
terms
more
of
than a
in the game,
decade
like an
now.
open world game.
Yeah.
Instead of following a map.
I
you
read
just
that
go
for
anywhere.
GTA 6, they're going to do this shit where it's going to be like inactive gambling. Like you can, like, it's going to be, they're going to like,
That's
take
a
us to the net.
metaverse.
There, I read on Reddit the other day. Again, I'm bringing up Reddit. Check it out if you haven't. But on some GTA 6 about fucking how they're gonna take like all finance. Like you'll be able to now get rich. Like all of your merch, like all the merch that I have. And by the way, this is my wife designed this sweater.
Show them the
It's of our family here. Yeah, the cats are at the bottom, bro. I'll pull it up. You got LL here. Oh yeah, those are our cats. We got. On the end here,
It's the facial,
Phineas, Eleanor,
expressions that get me.
Lily, and Soleil. I named Lily. Her name is Lincoln, though, after the link in my car. So she's named after a Ford product.
You gotta have multiple cats, I feel like. I had 3 cats growing up.
But GTA is going to allow you to sell shit like this.
It's the metaverse,
like
it's the verse.
within the metaverse and buy it and order shit to your house. So it'll have like businesses. You'll be able to take your business, not just online, how it is on the internet, but to the GTA video game world.
What about
where people
MetaQuest?
spend so much more money because video games are almost more interactive than how the internet is with a computer. Especially think about
What level you go to the MetaQuest at GTA?
Brian got his son a fucking, what is it, MetaQuest 3?
MetaQuest 3, whatever.
And it's the
And I
craziest
had the
shit.
Oculus, so I was I was one of the OG Oculus guys when Facebook first released it 5-6 years ago, right?
Yeah, so I don't have a VR set, so I really want to hear your take on these.
There was the Oculus. Anybody who said they didn't want to try it, they're not interested. My 72-year-old dad, you force that thing on their head, and they turn it on. And if you've done VR, most people now, I think I have at this point done VR. But if you haven't done VR and you don't think you will like it, you will like it and you will love it. And that's the future. That's what you're talking about, these games. As soon you're going to wear these sets and you're going to be walking around a different universe, metaverse.
You seen Ready Player One?
Yeah,
it's very Ready Player One. It's very Ready Player One type vibes. Is what I'm feeling here.
100% here.
It's one of my favorite fucking movies. I wish I'd have brought that one.
Absolutely fantastic movie that I felt
thank
upon
you,
by
Spielberg.
myself.
Just do a quick shout out to Spielberg. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. I don't think I named him in my top 5 when I originally did my list. So like this of top 5 directors.
Steven Spielberg.
I think I had him on an honorable mention. No, I had him on an honorable mention. But top 5 is so hard to get. You got to think about that.
Spielberg.
Like,
you got the guy who made Titanic.
Kirk, I know you met Kirk recently.
James
Kirk has this thing called a shoot on sight list, meaning he will always shoot you on sight if you try to shoot down one of his movies, and like a 3 with movies, not necessarily with like directors, but his are more tied to movies. But
Steven Spielberg.
I've always done it. What are your top 5 like directors who?
James Cameron, Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese.
Okay, I had him on my list.
Right. I mean, and then
would you have Kubrick on there? What about Tarantino?
Kubrick.
What about Tarantino? So that's 5 already. That's what I'm saying. It's such a hard list. It's such a hard fucking list.
Think of the movie Spielberg made.
No, I already know.
CGI, early CGI.
I know. Yeah.
Early visions of that.
Nah,
James Cameron,
he's one of
Spielberg. Like James Cameron, to be honest, might be number one.
Dude, think about you got
did at that
Chris
time.
Nolan. Like you got like there's so
it's like
many.
LeBron and Kobe is whatever. It's your connection to that whatever. But
you can have more than
where
two.
are those guys now?
Well,
That's
I think
the problem.
Chris Nolan's out making his most like expensive movie
When's the
ever.
next Titanic?
The Odyssey.
When is the next?
He's
Interstellar
making Homer's The Odyssey though.
The last one that came out was the wildest promotion ever. What movie? I wish I never.
Was it for the Leo one out in the Midwest? Did you see that one?
That was fantastic.
It's on Apple TV.
Fantastic.
Scorsese.
That's a real movie.
Can't go wrong though.
No.
Teaming up again.
There was some I wish I hadn't started talking about, but sometimes
that's why we're here.
You get these promoters. Sometimes it's just the promotion of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to it, and it's just not there. So it's like when I see a Spielberg or I see a Scorsese, those names attached to a movie.
Yeah.
But what I'm worried about, I talking about favorite shows on, we'll go back to From.
Yeah,
where we
back
started
to From.
We'll go back to from where we started. That guy wrote Lost.
No fucking shit. Okay.
So
okay. What was the? That's why the chick said. Is that why the little girl said in the thing about her and her lost connection? That's in From, right?
It's
the daughter's watching something on her thing. They're like, you watched 5 seasons and 6 weeks of Lost. Yeah. When I heard that, I said to myself, "Damn, I should really watch Lost." Like if
and
it's
my
that.
Brother called
I've heard Lost in another fucking movie or show. I rewatched recently. Maybe it was Step Brother. There's some movie or something. Like I heard it in another movie where I was like, "Whoa, I got to check out Lost."
Suspense
the fact
never
that they
ends.
brought it up.
Yeah.
But to me, From was very. I could totally tell AMC did it because it was total. I felt very Walking Dead-ish.
Yeah, it's dark.
Did you see these new Walking Deads? I haven't watched them yet. My wife watched them the other day, like all in a day.
It breaks my heart though, because Walking Dead was such a great show,
and it just remember how Kirk said last one was like excellent, great. Watchable, unbearable.
It was like Negan, I think, was the climax.
Yeah.
Right? And then they did, what was it? Walking Dead, and then they went out to LA. Which one was that? And then Mexico and that whole thing. That was the second break off, which was exciting. And then you can only walk dead for so long.
You can only walk dead for so long.
You know what I'm saying? Before you're just Walking Dead. So
yeah.
But that was definitely
it's hard to bring back the reboots, right? But I will say
that's when me and my wife honestly first met. 12 years ago, 13
Do you know what happens on this new one? Do you want me to tell you?
Who's in it and where is it located?
Rick and Michonne. I don't know
Rick
where.
Is back.
Oh. I was in the other room.
Rick is back!
Apparently he hasn't been dead all this time.
Oh, I know. The helicopter.
He's like, you got to know, though, that's not a spoiler. He's on a fucking cover.
When he flew away
He's on the fucking cover of this one.
When he flew away in the helicopter,
it's on Netflix.
Flew away with him. All right? Like, Rick, my intro, I was
Rick is back.
I was
Goodbye.
on the helicopter with
Adios.
Rick. Like, bye, Walking Dead.
Bro, I just came out and like my wife was like freaking out over it.
I hope it's good.
Walking Dead was like her loss of virginity to TV. And Breaking Bad.
For her.
Those are two early things we talked about, and she didn't question
Walking Dead took her virginity.
That dude, it's so crazy how much Brazil feeds off American media. I'm really trying to push hard in that market now, music wise, because they're bigger than us. They have more people than America.
Have you watched Korean?
Fuck yeah, dude. Korea taking over with the
movies.
Hell yeah! Did you see
Spain and Korea have some of the best movies?
Okay, did you see that one from like 2018 that won all these awards? Not Contagion. What is it called? Starts with a P, maybe.
We need to get like a little Google.
Here,
you know what I'm saying? We should.
I have my phone right here.
Next time we're gonna have like the
my
guy
wife
in the
will kill me if I can't name this fucking movie.
But these Spanish movies like Platform. I don't know if you've seen Platform.
Mm-hmm.
Put Platform on your that might. I don't know how my daughter was allowed to watch that. She's 12. But that movie, if you watch that movie to the very end, it's one of the best messages you'll ever, if you understand what they're trying to say about society.
Ronan, do you know what movie I'm talking about? It's got a name like Contagion because I always looked at that.
Outbreak, Contagion.
I always looked at it and I was like, oh, this is about another disease or some shit. And
yes,
then,
I think I've seen.
And then it's an Asian family. They're in a house and they're hustlers and they find some other people living under the house. Do you know what I'm talking about, Ronan?
Oh, yes, Parasite.
Thank you. This is why it's so great.
Ronan.
Dude, Ronan's top notch. Shout out to Ronan again.
the dude.
Ronan was at my show on Halloween, day one A1 follower. When we blow this music up, bro, you will be in the know, bro. You will be there, Ronan.
Good call, Ronan.
He named his movie. That's why he's
Did
like.
you know that the whole time?
No, dude.
While we were over here struggling?
Nah, I was really trying to figure it out, but Parasite, such a good fucking Korean movie. And like, when you watch these movies in other languages, I sometimes it took a transitional point where I used to watch the English dub.
Is that the one that starts out, they're like killing the guy in front of the whole...
No, Parasite is like, it starts out as like they work their way in as like tutors, like, but they're hustlers. Their original job was like making pizza boxes, literally. And then their house like floods like crazy. But these kids are next level hustlers. One of them gets a crazy job. Like the kid gets a job doing some math shit to fill in for a friend. And while he's there, he talks about this nanny he knows who's sacred, hard to get. He plays hard to get, basically. Like, he's very salesperson. This is where you got to watch it, bro.
Is this in subtitles?
Oh, yeah. But what I was saying is you got to watch them in their own native language because the way a language like Korean works, it's like, and the dad in Parasite is the most eclipsing actor for me. They inflect it hard. And in Portuguese, you have different words for everything, but they say shit. They say certain words. Their versions of sarcasm is a really random word and a crazy inflection or a certain type of inflection.
Squid Games is the closest.
Yeah.
I would say that match.
We watch Squid Games only in Korean.
For me, that was the best. If you want to watch in English, Squid Games, however they do voiceovers, it almost
the dubs are pretty good. The dubs are pretty. But here's the other thing you got to know that like my wife picks up on hard, and she always tells me that's not what that means. Like when they do these translations, it is very widely different. Like, and here's how you find out. If you have like a PlayStation or an Xbox, turn on automatic subtitles and it'll decipher as you go, and then turn it on Netflix or whatever the fuck turn it on a movie and subtitles with like a disc. It's a different conversation.
That's crazy.
It's the wildest shit ever. And she knows English. She learned Spanish actually before English because she did high school.
I feel like other people
in Mexico,
like other countries, it's normal to have 3 languages.
Yeah, you got to hustle your way out.
What happened to us?
Like the way she used to describe like about wanting to come to America and shit as a kid and it being a dream. Like she got like a quick offer like to come here, an opportunity, and she had 24 hours to just decide, pack one bag, came here with a bag.
Where'd you land? San Francisco?
No, here, fucking Rockville, bro.
How random is that?
Well, no. Like her, like the way she came in, or like through her, it was through like
Maryland?
Because it was a family member in the DMV. Right? The DMV is home to all and every government. But every immigrant from America, majority of them come through the DMV. Or I don't want to say every immigrant, but like a lot of them. So here's something that one of the people at the dealership brought up to me recently that I didn't realize, because we sell cars. And when we sell cars to diplomats, though, a lot of them, they're tax exempt, but it's different in the state we do it. We found out because they collect the taxes and then the state decides who's tax exempt and they refund the taxes. That's what we found out. But what someone brought up to me.
They always want to touch the money first. That's why.
And like in the car business, a finance manager, they're the fucker who's responsible for the bread. Like if you put a car on the road and you don't have someone's down payment, like I've seen finance managers get, AR'd for the money, like the money taken, not an AR gun, but an AR accounts receivable. It's like a gun to your paycheck.
It's like going to Walmart, be like, I'll bring the other 5,000 later.
Or like I've had someone put money down and then like the guy swear he didn't put money down, and then like all the way to the end, it didn't go the other way.
That's
but
where
it was
signature comes into play. Though.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and the finance manager brought up to me that the moment a car, if we put a diplomat in a car or some shit, and that we finance them. The finance manager was like, do you know the moment they take that on embassy property, it's out of the country. It's in a different,
in Russia.
It's in that country's property, and we can't ever get the car. He said, you've never seen that car again. That's how we have to think, though. Like in our positions, that's the equity that we protect and have to protect the house on, are these whips. And like,
they can put handcuffs on you in the car business.
I've seen it at dealerships and like kind of like some
baristas.
Baristas too.
I mean, do some really shady, barista and get handcuffs.
Dude, when I trapped there, bro, I used to have my shit like in a I had the keys to a freezer because I was like the manager. And then you could lock the freezer, bro. Yeah. I had my own shit going on. Is in a corner, blind spot. Yeah, bang, bang.
Mix it in with do you have parsley at Starbucks, or what kind of vegetables does Starbucks have?
They have a spinach feta wrap.
Do they have vegetables at Starbucks?
Spinach feta wrap.
Is there like a vegetable area at Starbucks?
There's apples and like yogurt. There's vegetables as topping. Oh wait, no, you can get carrot. You can get a carrot box.
I never thought about that.
You can get a fruit and carrot box though.
That's good.
So Frub, something else I wanted to mention to you about it, and like, guess before I even mentioned that, to talk about what happens is these people, you're just driving and you get to a certain point and everybody sees a tree. We follow one family.
Well, the tree blocks the road.
The tree blocks the road. Everybody sees a tree blocked on the road. I don't think you see it fall, but they all come up on a road where a tree's blocked. So obviously you got to back up and go around. And it leads to a town that's never ending, no matter which road.
Some really weird looks when you pull into that town.
Yeah, you get weird looks when you pull in because everyone's
Almost
like,
sad
"Oh,
looks.
here we go. Here's another one." And like From is just crazy because it I guess that's how it be comparable to Lost, because Lost is pretty inferable from the title about what it is. Did you watch that airplane show Manifest?
Absolutely.
Is it the same?
It was so. It's one of those shows that you can go 3 or 4 episodes with them giving you no information that helps advance the story or helps advance your suspicions. They give you nothing. All
I
they
like
do
the
is
way they do like the
introduce-
monster sci-fi shit, because ultimately
But that'll
this
disappear for 2 or 3 episodes. It's like they keep
start fucking with you.
They keep introducing before they wrap up anything that they've already introduced.
And I like the show too because they kill people quick.
Like Game of Thrones, they would go down one path and finish.
It's real. It's very
go down
real.
this path and finish it. With From, as soon as you think they're about to wrap up some sort of, they introduce another thing. And it's to me, it's a well-written show. It's a show that you have to give 3 episodes. That's my thing. In order to tell me you either like a show or don't like a show, you got to watch 3 episodes.
So after I watched From the other night, I put on a super, super old throwback. And this is like this is what Alden like found in me, or got my interest sparked in, was like just finding old movies. But it originally reminded me of Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. See, that's another one. You're
Dude,
not OG, like
getting in because I remember
gotta get into
when
that.
my dad showed me that shit, my mom was pissed.
I'm gonna have that.
My mom was pissed. My parents were divorced pretty early, bro. I was in like first grade, maybe when they got separated. Or I was like a kid.
Yeah.
And like, so,
Lord of the Flies.
yeah, bro, when I got into reading
Ronan,
and
have you watched
shit,
Lord of the Flies?
maybe. He's a youngin' though. He's 21.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I have. I mean,
yeah, Lord of the Flies is so OG. It's the kids. It's like a plane crash. It's like some Castaway. These kids get stuck on an island. But the cool part about it for me is how fascinating it is. They create a society so fast. They immediately split up into 2 different sides of the island, the like stronger side, weak side. And like along the way, you see Piggy, the fat one, die. They drop a rock on his head. And it's like, they didn't even realize what they did. They didn't mean to kill him. But the moment they killed him, it automatically made killing okay on the island. And it just like showed, yeah, they're kids. They're fucking kids. It's like a 70s movie, early 70s. These kids get, it's like a book from the 50s, I think, 50s or 40. It's a pretty crazy book, but it's one that my English, bro, I had this English teacher change my life, Mr. Ulmer. He has an ice cream shop in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. Currently, he always had the ice cream shop, Goose Brothers Ice Cream. It's like right at the bottom of the hill. And do you know Shippensburg, PA?
Yeah,
just north of Hagerstown. Then you know it. Yeah. Oh wow, okay, yeah. So right. That's like the hood of PA. I grew up.
Played baseball.
He's an English teacher there. He had my older brother, and like we're starkly different. But then he had me for like 3 years in a row because he moved grades and they moved buildings before I got kicked out of school. But like, even though I was like a menace, I was a kid, bro.
You're going back to school.
He's the one who kind of taught me how I write music. Like he had us rewrite "We Didn't Start the Fire" for modern shit.
If you went back to school, you would literally.
Yeah, I just need to get rich off my shit first, bro, and have time. I want to be inspired, bro, like, and not stressed for time. Yeah. I like that I get to enjoy movies and TV.
School. You just didn't know at school. You were so interested.
Gotta get this album fucking streams, bro. Stream it. Yeah. Stream the Burbs, my new album.
That's awesome. I can't imagine putting. See, for me, again, I'm a beat, just writing those, how much writing went into your album, how much time, how much focus, creativity. I mean, that. Congrats on that, man.
Thank you, man. I brought this for you, or this is my gift to you.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man. So we got the picture, the new logo, and then this is like a burb shot of a movie poster. I have one that I ordered where it has the full movie writing at the bottom, the way a movie poster is. Coming. Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate you.
I'll replace this. So I had that downstairs in my basement.
There we go. Boom. So we do the swiggity swab.
This will go right where
hell yeah, from
the mom taught.
The Cheech and Chong tag.
Maybe for my 12 and 8-year-old asking dad what leftover means. But, you know. So, no doubt. What's leftover?
What's it mean?
It says for the DVR.
Muff driver.
DVR movie theater guys. They said, okay.
Oh
Dad.
my gosh.
Yeah,
That's so
one
funny.
day they'll figure that out.
Muffter. That's something that, again, because we're going to just keep talking about From, because I've wanted to watch it and talk about it more. But I think you relate, I think you relate hard to it, because it's like your family. You have 2 kids, the same age, older daughter, younger son.
Yeah, man.
It's like this. It's like, like I feel like you definitely see your family in that. And I like the thought of getting stranded, because they set up a society quick and From. Like there's like a sheriff. There's 2 sides of the island or of whatever the fuck they're on, because it's an endless loop no matter which way they go out.
You don't know if they're in a dream. You don't know if this is. There's so many things you don't know, and
anything could end with a dream too, because the time in the dream world spent is so much slower. It's like Interstellar versus like what it is here on Earth.
20 years of your life you're in the dream world. I think even maybe more that you spend in the dream world. So, it's a show that, again, like television to me is my way of, it's my therapy. It's especially with kids, especially with a job that, can be, highly stressful, is for me to find something to engage with without having to talk and spend time with my wife at this, and ask questions and guess, or you say something before it happens. I mean, there's no better way to spend time with your wife or your loved one than finding a show and From
Bond
right now.
over,
and I'm so passionate about television that I'll never watch the last episode.
Yeah, that blows my mind when he says that.
I've never seen the last episode. I have a tattoo. I don't want to pull out my shirt.
Yeah, bro.
My whole chest is of this show, Black Sails on Stars. And I refuse to watch the last episode.
So I refuse.
That's not over, Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's just my thing. But on my deathbed, I'll have to write a list to make sure I watch the end of these shows, because there's a lot of them.
Dude, yeah. You got to check them all out. One by one. Yeah. I could never not do that. I don't know. I'm just like... But I have trouble holding myself from anything. I guess curiosity to me, what I've learned in life for myself is...
Well, you can always watch it.
But I could never, not watch the final episode.
Yeah,
curiosity kills a cat.
It's just crazy.
I look at it as we got 9 lives, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I'll go watch the last episode.
I brought some shit, by the way, because I was thinking of your son. Brian talks a lot about his family at work to me, and we say at work, you said it in a fucking Saturday meeting, we spend more time at the dealership than we do with our own families in a lot of cases. Yeah. And that hit home hard. Or every time I hear that, it hits home hard, because we do. And that's how we got, became friends so quick. But I brought some shit that I made when I was a kid, when I was Vaughn's age. I reconnected with my father recently. I think I told you about it. And shout out to Brian. He was a main player, and bro, you got to get back with your dad and talk. It's my wife kind of said something to me, and I was like, I don't know if it's right yet. He mentioned something to me though too.
One dad. You have 2 of everything in life: 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 feet.
Yeah.
You have one dad.
And he said that to me just like that, I think. He said, and
one dad.
That's why I love car guys too. We're all salespeople about everything, how the way we speak. And he really kind of sold me on Dan. So when my dad came though, he brought me a box of all this type shit. Yeah, but this is crazy. It's a poetry book I made when I was in 6th grade. And look at the fucking
first technology in 6th grade.
Look at the first joint though I wrote. That hit. Yeah, go for it.
It says, I am hopeful, positive. I wonder, will I be a singer? I hear fans chanting my name. I see my dancing name on stage. I want to be a singer. I pretend I'm singing at Wachovia Arena.
We used to meet in...
Is that George Mesa?
No, Wachovia Arena's in Pennsylvania. It's near Hazleton. Yeah. Wilkes-Barre is where it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we used to switch. My parents are divorced. My dad lived in New York. My mom lived in Chambersburg, PA. And they'd swap us every 2 weeks. And I go to my dad's for the weekend. And we would meet in Hazleton, and just north of Hazleton, 30 minutes is Wilkes-Barre. Yeah. And my dad would take us there to go eat every night. This is a 4-hour drive, so you'd have to eat dinner, and that was always the first time we'd see him and start catching up. Yeah. It was right beside Wachovia Arena, and he always would talk about the arena and shit. So I always kind of dreamed of
kept this for you.
He kept all my mementos in a big box or whatever, and he gave them back to me.
I would have thunk it.
because like I kept them as a kid.
Let's
All
see
right,
how
but
it
I
is.
forgot I had made these things, and this is the age I was. I was Vaughn's age or your son's age
Incredible, bro. Well
during.
done. I mean,
And it's crazy how like I was thinking of the music shit even as a kid.
This is. I mean,
And this kind of gets cool here. Wait, when you go deeper, I have a Steelers one. Let's see,
What do
Payday.
you know about Payday when you're 6?
Dude, look at what's that shit say? I can't
talking about
wait.
Payday.
Oh, my grandfather had me working like weeding his gardens and all this bullshit as a kid. Wait, now some of these get. Oh yeah, so blue page. Some of these were cool. I forgot I did like these ones where like I made like a poem out of. Think of that. I got that tattooed on my body now.
That's crazy.
Dark Knight right here, and it's like when I was fucking 11 years old, I had it in my poem book. It's crazy.
so
Like I
cool,
guess
bro.
to think about the getting
There's
through.
Is that
Yeah,
you?
Baby Johnny. Yeah.
Can we hold that up? How do we do
Yeah, do you do that? You hold it over your face because the camera's focused on your face, basically. So they can kind of
Johnny.
clearly see little Johnny
He's got his ponytail
and some
behind
little
his head.
like paragraphs about the shit. Oh, wow, it's crazy. His favorite books are Band of Brothers, and I got Band of Brothers right here on the TV show.
TV show.
I like
Tom Hanks,
watching.
though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Saving Private Ryan is Tom Hanks.
I thought Band of Brothers was.
It's Spielberg, for sure. I know that. But it's, I know, you're right.
Again.
It strikes again, bro. Like, that's how Spielberg be. I know it's Spielberg. I don't think Band of Brothers, so is Tom Hanks. You know who I remember most from Band of Brothers?
Paul Ronan.
It's not Tom Hanks. Ronan. Yeah, it's not Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is only Saving Private Ryan. Band of Brothers, though, is what Steven Spielberg truly wanted to do, but he didn't have the time in the Saving Private Ryan. Think about that. That's like a 3-hour movie, bro. I love how Saving Private Ryan starts out where that guy's on the beach and he looks down and he just keeps bending down, trying to pick up his arm. He keeps missing it. But he keeps trying to pick up his arm. It's just so like real.
Like,
I know.
that's
That's what I'm saying. It's just so real, bro. But Band of Brothers is good to watch when it's cold because of the winter scenes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it brings me even into the environment like more and more and more.
That's
Check out this poetry book. This one's a little crazier, bro, but same year. So this is kind of cool. That's me on the front. I used to do the musicals.
You know what's crazy is right now I have my kids. I mean, Johnny, go back to school, bro. I'm telling you.
Bam! Look at that, dude. And
Go back
each
to
little
school.
card has a poem
That's
on it,
wild.
like inside. And then I was a huge Black Eyed Peas fan at the time, and they were just crushing it.
That's
Coming out with Apple.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, bro.
see?
I found this show. I was like, what the heck? This is
We're sending
crazy.
Johnny back to school. He's gonna get his math.
Back to school, bro. Back to
Who is
school.
that? Is that you too?
Yeah, as a kid, bro.
Changed drastically.
Super drastic. Oh, this is wild. If I could go back in time, I would go to the 1940s and 50s. The reason why I would go back there is because World War II is my favorite war. Because I was a kid watching these World War II movies. That was my mom.
Yeah, you were Band of Brothers.
My mom was a teacher, and her thought on censoring us as kids is you can watch it if it's educational. So we coaxed her on Call of Duty, like the PC one, first Call of Duty ever.
Yeah.
Being educational, we coaxed her on History Channel Battlefield games, I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
war
like
is
any
life.
war shit ever,
Sadly.
even if it was gory. She's like, yeah, you're going to have, because she apparently went to school and they told her you need to become a nurse. And she tried to, and she fainted at the sight of blood.
Yeah. my
So
dad's
she's
the
like,
same
you
way.
need to watch these movies so that if you faint from the blood, you know you can't go in the That's how like we coaxed her on to like doing it.
Yeah, you got to try.
It's just like so crazy though to like just kind of like read some of these.
See where your mind was.
See where your mind was when you were a kid.
So
Yo, if
I
you
have
got kids, make them write in the journal.
My daughter. What's really fun is when your kids read these books, right?
Right. Yeah, and they can
So,
see your mind at that
I have
age.
these books, and my kids will read my what's the little black and white? Remember that everybody had the black and white book, like on front of it, was
Composite,
black, composite book,
mhm.
and it's like, Mr. Ostrander, like, you're wrong. Like, making me sit out of recess was wrong. Like, you should have looked at the facts.
Well,
and I
it's
was
crazy
like,
how
threatening
much
my teacher
you know
for
yourself.
not going. Yeah,
Because like, look at this. If I was an animal, I would be a parrot.
fucking Mr. Ostrander. I'm still pissed about that.
But like, I love talking. I've always loved talking. And when I was a kid, if I could become an animal, I wanted to be a parrot because I like to talk.
I had
It's
a parrot.
crazy. Dude, my wife's parent,
Personally, I
dude, my wife's dad owns a fucking birdseed factory in Brazil. That's what he
Birdseed
does.
Factory.
Yeah. So he grew up owning all these birds. And my wife
There will
grew
always
up.
be birds.
She always had birds in the house, and like that was so commonplace for her. So it's like she can talk birds.
Yeah.
I just got these bird calls. Yeah, no. And we got these, we found in this vintage shop these fucking 1940s Japanese like binoculars, because like Japanese people have always known the sharpest image.
You want to go back to from where we started?
Where
are the animals in from?
I'm only aware Sarah just slit Nathan's throat.
No,
but there's dogs. There's dogs in the first episode.
Where are the birds are from besides the crows?
Okay, besides the crow, they have ravens too.
Where's the deer?
Do you know a group of crows?
Where do the animals come from?
Did you know a group of crows is called a murder?
Yeah. And did you? And how did that lady switch it?
The ravens is called an unkindness. A group of ravens. Well, when I heard her say that, I looked that up. And then I looked up, they also call them a conspiracy of ravens, a treachery of ravens.
Those bad fucking birds.
Why don't the Baltimore Ravens use these names? Like, I'm not a Ravens. I'm a Steelers fan, but I love art and football. And the one thing I love about the Ravens.
Hard to market murder. I'm just going to throw it out there. I mean, they're coming in town to murder the Commanders. I don't know if that's going to be maybe. But with Baltimore.
The only thing I like about Baltimore is their team name is after Edgar Allan's.
Like the black jerseys.
Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven. Yeah. And I love how like a little art history, or I'm a poet myself, but I love poetry, and I love how a poet got to name an NFL team. Like that's like cool. So I give him a little street kid.
For some reason. If talking about great directors. Right?
He's top 10? I think he was just first to do it of his time. I wouldn't put him in top 10 personally.
I remember going to Universal Studios.
But I will give him credit for pioneering and discovery. But that's what I'm saying. It's not always good though, or great.
He created the shower steps.
The blood. He did that shit right. Like I'm saying, he pioneered it. He showed that you could do this on camera.
And watch it.
But like, I wouldn't say that like, I wouldn't put his movies up personally.
Edgar Allan Poe and Alfred Hitchcock to me are always somehow my brain just goes to the next because of the black crows and the
they pioneered the ravens and how they have that type of bird has such an unfriendly and an unkindness type of feeling, but that is like the real fucking name, an unkindness of ravens. Murder for crows. But you're right, on From I don't really hear any birds of any kind.
Where are the cats?
I haven't seen any cats either.
You know what I
mean?
Said,
why not? There's got to be a reason. They got to have thought about that. People have had to have asked these questions. There's so much millions of dollars
so many questions and
going into all these shows and shit.
From is. I'm so passionate about 3 episodes. You gotta go 3. Any show you watch. Like
what do you call the rock? What do you call the little rock and From? A talisman?
Yes, a talisman.
Talisman is the pronunciation. I was wondering on the pronunciation or like.
Have you gotten to that?
Well, yeah, about the RV. That's pretty early on.
Have you gotten to how they came into the? Or
no, I've been wondering how they figured out the talisman shit.
Yeah,
they do go to the origin of how they figured out the protection.
That's one of those things.
I'm fascinated by the society they create
you can ask
too.
So many questions and hope to get the answers in that show.
Is Julie going to do a throuple with Boyd's son and the other chick?
There's so many different scenarios.
I see it coming if it's coming.
Yeah, there's just so much going on, and sadly, there is a season.
People
6
come and go. They come and go. There's only 3 seasons though in the Starship.
There's another season though.
4th then coming.
So a 4th season.
Okay. Yeah.
And we just wrapped up our season 3. So we again, I haven't watched the last episode of that until I see the first episode of the next one. So, I suggest From it's my show. If anybody else has shows, email me, get in touch with Johnny. But I'm always open for a show. That's just
I brought a bunch of shows like that I love. Like, have you seen 6 Feet Under?
No,
bro. Michael C. Hall, the guy who does Dexter, he plays.
TV shows are
He's so good. It's good. Kirk's last episode we talked. He mentioned that he asked, are there perfect shows? He had 2. One was Breaking Bad. The other was 6 Feet Under. He had it as a perfect show. I would rate it as a perfect show.
Really?
What would you, if you could, okay, the question he asked me was if you had 2 is there a perfect TV show out there, which I'm sure you would say From, but give me an example.
I don't think From
give me an example of a perfect TV show. Do you have one?
I don't think From is perfect.
I don't think the term perfect.
I think Game of Thrones is perfect.
It's too singular. Our world is so big now that there's not one of anything other than like the president. Like that's the only one thing there is of.
Vikings.
Vikings. Okay, I've heard people say Vikings before. I've never personally watched it.
That one you got to give 5 episodes,
Yeah.
but you'll never stop watching.
I need to like dig more into Game of Thrones too. I have it sitting on my shit, like my
You ever
Blu-ray
watch Game of
player.
Thrones?
No, I watched the first season as a kid and I was like, well, this is just like a little
Yeah,
too
see.
much. Like bitches were eating hearts, bro.
That was back at the time.
Episode 2, this chick naked eats a heart.
Bro.
And I was like, whoa,
just
I
gotta
thought
go.
this was like Skyrim.
Back
Or
in the
like,
day,
and it was just like not like, I don't know, bro.
that was still
I
in the
stepped
day where
back
you had
a
to
little
wait.
bit.
You had to wait 7 days. for
I
every
only
episode.
wanted to like watch it though,
So
because
you couldn't just
so I
binge.
could talk
There was
about
no
it with
binging
other.
back then, though.
I didn't. I had it on Blu-ray though, or I got it on Blu-ray after it was
But
out.
when it was coming out, right?
No,
That
yeah,
was
you had
the
to
show.
wait. You just had to
could
wait.
not binge. I
And
think
there
that
was
maybe
no way
to me, that's
before,
why it's
unless you
number one.
bought the shit, to like rewatch like through streaming. The way we just
It was
binge
just it
shows.
comes out Saturday at 8:30.
It's crazy
Be on
to think
HBO.
about because I kind of grew. I grew up having Netflix like when it was in the
see?
mail,
No.
like the red
Yeah.
envelopes.
Yep.
That's how my mom would like motivate, and she'd take them if like
Yeah.
we fucked up
You're
or
ordering
whatever.
them, yeah.
Yeah, well, she had this poker chip system where like for allowance.
It's brilliant.
I've heard you say something about points
Points.
with your kids on
My
the phone
kids use
before.
points.
Yeah, and it helped. It helped me though. That's good you do that. It helped me build like a sense of money as a
Yep.
kid
Yeah.
and what you have to spend. And we could spend points on picking a movie for Netflix and
Yep.
like.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
but then once it converted
reward
to
is-
the stream, I was always on that shit because like we had Netflix envelopes in the mail and it was the coolest shit ever. I was always like, this has to be worth it. How could there not be 2 or 3 shows I couldn't fuck?
that was like
so like,
looking
well, I
for-
got that stream shit the moment it hit, bro.
That's what I miss, man.
I'm trying to get my hands on some Blockbuster shit. I chose last minute on the Burbs album. One of those times at the dealership where I told you, like, yo, I'm about to go submit that. You remember when I left that one day and came back? And I was
Yeah.
like, I just submitted this shit.
Yeah.
That morning, I chose to add the Blockbuster thing on the side. Please remember to
that.
rewind. Because, like, I miss Blockbuster so
That was a
hard.
family moment, man.
Dude, my wife got me a Blockbuster blanket for Christmas.
Now
It's like, I
now
want
it's
more
Netflix and chill, bro.
Blockbuster merch, bro.
Yeah.
Blockbuster, come back as a streaming platform, please,
That's
bro.
a brilliant idea.
Why not?
Why aren't they doing that?
People would buy it just because of the brand. I would buy anything and everything.
But you feel like they earned
I
such
just
an
ordered some like Blockbuster style stickers to throw on some of my albums and merch just because I love
Johnny,
the
you better
brand, but
just-
they don't.
I mean,
I don't. No one like really owns it. It went out of
That's the
business.
eighth wonder
There's
of the world.
no. There's
That's
like. There's not even a last Blockbuster.
who's the dude that
open.
owned Blockbuster that missed? Like, how did Netflix
He
punk
just-
him that hard?
They punked it. Dude, the
Like-
streaming, like, I don't think it. The thing with Netflix is that they had such a young generation running it. And I think when it first came out, that like they had. No one thought you could stream video like that fluidly with the internet.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, it'll get there quick." With
Yeah,
the way they saw
dial
tech
tone.
was moving fast enough, so they put their money on it though before you necessarily could. So the moment the internet was there and the accessibility was there, they had their first dick in the box, metaphorically. Sorry,
No.
but yeah, they did. They were the first one to be right there at the plate, hungry, ready to go.
Yeah.
And so like. Yeah, I guess that's what it is for. I mean, but there's a lot of platforms that have come after, and like I just subscribed to fucking MGM the other day from.
Yeah, not knowingly. Right?
Yeah, and then like there's some other cool shit I saw on MGM already where I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna check that out.
AMC and MGM are low key some of the best.
AMC's a good production company.
Right.
They did Breaking Bad and
They
Walking
did
Dead.
Walking Dead. So everything AMC, I'm willing to watch or give a shot.
You ever seen House of Cards?
I tried the whole Kevin Spacey thing. Came out when I.
You know they
started
dropped his
watching it.
charges?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any. Listen, it's just I don't know what happened. It's just one of those shows that I'm not like politics. To me, I love politics. I will talk.
No, but
politics,
we separate the art from the
but
artist.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, I like to
don't-
be able to
I
still
don't like-
appreciate the movie, separate the art from the art. We got to separate Kanye from everything a lot of times, but his art is still there.
Oh,
You
is it?
can't
Yeah.
take away what
No.
it is and what it was. And like, yeah, no, I feel it.
If you
hard.
can't see what
I
why
like
he's an
House of
artist, then
Cards
that's
a
your
lot.
problem.
I got to peep ahead. Let's see. We had Family Guy, Simpsons, of course.
I want to know who
Oh,
wrote Band of Brothers.
I put Law and Order up there.
Who wrote Band of Brothers, bro?
Look it up on your phone. Oh, Ronan. Did I put any more TV shows over there? On the table?
Town, great movie.
Oh, such a great fucking movie. That was my first favorite heist movie. I love Ben Affleck, first of all.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was very typecast when I was young, but then I started seeing way more different roles of him, and his directing is immaculate. You ever seen Den of Thieves? You gotta watch that fucking movie.
Probably.
50 Cent, another motherfucker who like went in the rap game, did his rap shit, and like now he's next level producer though on movies and acting. Like 50 think of Power. Did you ever see Power?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely
Like
fantastic.
50 Cent's almost just as good, if not more gifted at directing and producing movies and TV shows.
Involved in things that you don't even know he's involved in.
Yeah, bro. Vitamin water. He's like the water you drink.
He's like Magic Johnson.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
Magic Johnson.
They got their fingers. Snoop Dogg now.
Snoop Dogg.
Every commercial ever.
Those are the guys that just took it
mogul.
Everywhere.
It's a mogul. Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah. Like, it's just incredible, man. So I hope that happens. I think Suburban Snoop has to start somewhere, right? And those guys started somewhere. Yeah. They started at a table just like this.
Two guys at a table. Two guys, four eyes.
Do you know who technically started a podcast?
Who?
Like, back in the day, you had Late Night with Johnny Carson.
Yeah. I sampled Johnny Carson over by tracks. Here's Johnny
O'Brien, right? So those were the first real conversations, right? You have a microphone, I have a microphone. We sit, we talk, you laugh.
Yeah.
Whatever. We have a whole crowd. Now we have a camera, right? Tom Green, Joe Rogan. We're sitting at a desk, and it wasn't an episode on television. They pre-taped it. They talked for as long as they wanted to.
Yeah.
There were no commercials.
It's different when you don't cut it.
That was like
it's like not fake. It's just like a live stream.
And Joe Rogan said, Tom, I think you just invented something different than an interview. And that's what started the podcast. It's some good research to read about, how did this come about? Right?
Yeah, no, I never really knew.
Every time you see a celebrity, they're gonna have a podcast.
You see that show Tires?
Huh?
Tires.
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh, it's funny though, right?
That's an Uncle Bill show.
Oh, yeah.
That is an
Uncle
Bill show, bro.
Dude.
I don't know. That show is...
I don't know why I just thought of that.
I always end up watching that at 4 a.m. if I can't sleep.
It's so funny though.
That's like, what do they call it? Brain rot?
He said...
That's literally brain rot to its finest, bro. You find yourself watching Tires.
That's an Uncle Bill show.
Yeah.
Shout out Uncle Bill. Oh my God.
Shout out to my wife. My lovely wife was so excited to come here today. She's she just works her ass off every day taking care of these kids, and I wanted to sneak her out here to just come have fun. And she, when you got two kids bringing home COVID-20 and COVID-29 and all these different little sicknesses, 30 minutes before we're hitting the door, she went down from not feeling so well. So I love you, babe. Sorry you couldn't make it. But hopefully you'll watch this and make fun of me or enjoy it.
No, and there's always a next time. There's always an open door for more.
Yeah.
We're trying to do as many of these as possible.
Yeah, this is fun, man.
So we like sharing it, and it's such a great space and a great avenue to be able to just disconnect.
Yeah,
I like to be able to do it that way.
Literally.
So you talk about the animals here. You've talked about the environment here.
If you liked Lost and you like just not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, the disconnect. They build they build it well, and the plot. It's really hard for shows, I feel like, to communicate to audiences, here's what's going on. And they got to do it through the characters talking to each other.
Watch it with a partner.
Yeah, watch with the partners. You can talk about it for sure,
and you'll have some fun. And what if it's just
the theme song is fire? Oh my God! Or musically, yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard to find one to dive into. Check out On Call on Amazon. That's one I watched recently.
On Call.
It's done by. I mentioned on my last one. It's done by the same dude, Dick Wolf, who did Law and Order. I got Law and Order sitting up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like GTA, but from a cop's perspective.
Really?
Yeah. So it's
cop?
No.
Cop.
One cop where it's a female lead and she has a trainee, a young Spanish guy come in. But the whole department apparently looks down on her like she's some IA rat. But she's just a female teams, and it's like that.
Hatred is an allergic reaction.
Yeah, dude. And it's so real the way they shoot it. But it reminds me in those scenes, and it's in LA, it reminds me of if it was GTA, but from the police officer's perspective. You see cops get shot, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but Dick Wolf does that shit. It's
good for people to see that.
You got 4 episodes out on Amazon right now. That's one
the
that's
media
going slow.
Yeah. You know what, man? That's good. That's good to see because, again,
it's hard to find good shows nowadays with a new, fresh plot. It just is.
Try Black Sails. Sometimes you got to go back to the roots.
Go back.
If you want to get a taste of Black Sails, and you're listening to this, just go to YouTube or whatever avenue you can, and watch the opening scene of Black Sails. Get the first 10 minutes of Black Sails, and if you tell me you're not jumping out of your seat, then I don't know. Maybe we're on 2 different wavelengths. But that's got this part of my chest, like I said. Vikings, you got Black Sails, you got Vikings, you got Game of Thrones, and I'm looking for one other. And, you know, we'll see. But From right now is something I'm looking forward to. So
From is top notch
that
for
was
sure.
it, man. And again, that's, you know, it's just so funny how you fall upon a show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're like, you think
stepping
there's
on a
nothing
nail.
else
Boom.
left. And then you click and you're hooked. And then that's it, man. You know what this is? It's called grown up life.
Yeah. No,
It's called grown up life.
I feel that. Oh, wow. Look at that. We're winding down here. We only got like 30 seconds left. My wife is calling me.
We're almost done. Well,
Almost
listen, man,
done.
this was great. I appreciate it. Like I said, we've known
Hell
each other a
yeah.
short period of time, but we're gonna know each other a very, very long time.
Thank you for coming by, man.
And,
I knew this would be a
appreciate you,
great
brother.
time.
Yeah, and good luck
Coming
with
along.
everything you got going on. I know there's a
Brian,
lot with
we're
Suburban
gonna-
Snoop about to go crazy. So you know, I hope to see that go to the moon, man.
Oh, wow.
So-
It's crazy. Wow. He's like, whoa, we're live.
Yeah,
That's funny. Did you see that? The
that's
cleaning
perfect
man
timing.
opened the door.
That's good. All right, man.
It's meant to be, bro. We'll catch you guys next week here.
Appreciate it, guys.